Memory is no longer just an internal, unique feature of a person. It is becoming a value that can be sold, bought, or erased at will. Today, unprecedented opportunities and dangers are opening up before us because technology allows us to interfere with the very depths of our consciousness, changing or deleting memories in a matter of minutes. This is not science fiction. It is a reality that is much closer than we think, and each of you must understand how it will change our world forever. In a world where memory is becoming a commodity, people sell their memories on the black market, and large corporations build a business on extracting and reselling personal brain data, turning the inner world into currency. These technologies can not only bring profit, but also open the way to large-scale manipulation, because control over memory is control over consciousness, a reliable instrument of power and influence. And the more facets of such a market are revealed to us, the clearer the terrifying risks become. Substitution of personality, loss of identity, and irreversible psychological trauma that can destroy a person from the inside. Today, scientists are developing incredibly complex techniques, from implanting artificial memories to painlessly deleting unwanted events, as if controlling the archive of their mind. Using neural interfaces and electromagnetic effects, specialists can not only introduce new memories, but also completely erase certain fragments of the past, leaving a person confused or without important fragments of his life. These technologies are no longer science fiction, but a reality that threatens to destroy the usual ideas about personal history and the privacy measures of our memory. Scientists are conducting experiments that are radically changing the idea of the possibilities of interfering with the human brain. They have learned to delete painful or unwanted memories from memory, as well as insert false ones, creating completely new pictures of the past. Such research requires incredible technical and ethical efforts, because each experiment brings us closer to the ability to control not only consciousness, but also the very personality of a person. As a result, these scientific breakthroughs can turn into a powerful weapon or means of manipulation if they fall into the wrong hands. Neurointerfaces and chips are like a bridge between a computer and the human brain, allowing signals to be read and transmitted directly to neurons, creating a unique connection between technology and consciousness. They work by implanting micro-devices into the brain that regulate the work of neural circuits, activate memories, or even control external devices, as if expanding human capabilities beyond the natural. These innovations open the door to superhuman abilities, but at the same time call into question the boundaries of human freedom and the privacy of the inner world. In a world where memory has become a commodity, a sharp question arises. Are people ready to sell their memories for big money, turning their personal past into a commercial asset? This idea ceases to seem fantastic. Offers for the sale of rare or valuable memories are already appearing on black markets, and technologies allow us to confirm their authenticity and uniqueness. But the deeper we delve into this market, the clearer the danger becomes. The loss of one's own identity, the possible use of other people's memories, and the destruction of the internal integrity of the individual. Tragedy strikes hundreds of people. Their memories of loved ones or life-changing events disappear without a trace, as if they had never happened, leaving an inner emptiness and psychological wound. These stories are shocking in their painfulness and raise questions about the limits of intervention. How safe and ethical are technologies that can erase significant parts of our memories forever? And how do people, faced with such a heartless loss, find the strength to continue living when entire eras of their own history disappear inside them? In the digital age, buying a memory is no longer a metaphor. It is literally acquiring memories through virtual platforms, simulating experiences, or even downloading other people's memories into your brain. People can now buy unique moments that were never created, or even acquire skills and knowledge as ready-made products, erasing the boundaries between reality and artificial reproduction. In this new world, personality becomes a commodity and memory becomes capital, which raises critical ethical questions about the degree of control and freedom of the individual in the digital age. The introduction of memory-altering technologies raises acute questions about legal liability, because it will be held responsible for the consequences of erasing or improperly implanting memories. The ethical side becomes even more complex. Interference in consciousness raises threats to personal autonomy, and the psychological consequences of such procedures can lead to the loss of a sense of self and the destruction of internal integrity. In the absence of clear rules and protection of the individual, the risk of manipulation, abuse, and the emergence of new forms of psychological violence becomes almost unavoidable. Memory manipulation technologies open up incredible opportunities for humanity, from improving mental health to rapid learning and recovery from injuries. But at the same time, they conceal dangerous threats. Control over memory can lead to the creation of a new level of social inequality, when the rich will change or erase their past lives, and the poor will remain in the shadows, deprived of such opportunities. As a result, the entire structure of society can collapse, turning into an arena of struggle for control over the inner world of each person and their freedom, where the border between personality and power is erased and the future becomes unpredictable. The Memory on Demand project and the concept of clean memory promise humanity radical opportunities. The creation of an ideal personal history without pain, anxiety, and mistakes of the past. However, dangerous risks are hidden behind this. The loss of true identity, the possibility of unscrupulous manipulation of consciousness, and the disappearance of the value of real experience. An analysis of these technologies shows that although the prospects seem promising, the price for such perfect memory may be too high, because by changing or deleting memories, we risk destroying the very essence of human personality. Memory interference technologies can easily turn into powerful weapons, used to suppress dissent, implant false memories, or spy on citizens' mind for the purpose of absolute control. In the hands of authoritarian regimes or criminal structures, such achievements become tools of psychological manipulation and suppression of freedom, destroying personal autonomy and the inner world of a person. As a result, the potential for abuse turns into a serious threat that risks undermining the foundations of democracy and leading to a new stage of technological slavery. In the field of neurotechnology, both startups and large corporations are rapidly developing, investing millions in the creation of devices capable of upgrading and controlling the human brain. These companies promise revolutionary solutions, from enhancing cognitive abilities to introducing interfaces that change the very nature of perception and memory. But there are risks hidden behind this progress: commercialization, monopolization of technologies, and the possibility of their use for unscrupulous purposes, which threatens the safety and rights of every person. Cases of illegal sale of other people's memories are already being recorded on gray markets, where memory becomes a commodity available for money and without any responsibility. These facts are shocking. Unique experiences and personal stories fall into the hands of criminal groups, risking being used for blackmail, fraud, or psychological exploitation. In this shadow area, the question arises: how many more such deals remain unnoticed, and how we can protect ourselves from abuse in a world where memory is becoming an object of trade. Modern inventions in the field of neurotechnology are radically rewriting our understanding of our own personality, turning memory from a unique internal history into a manageable and editable resource. Gradually erasing the boundaries between real experience and artificial inserts, we risk losing the sense of I and becoming just a collection of rewritten memories. This raises pressing questions about what makes a person human and how much control our inner worlds and personalities can retain in an age of technological schizophrenia. The introduction of technology into memory opens up incredible possibilities for humanity, from healing mental trauma to accelerated learning and cognitive enhancement, which can significantly improve the quality of life. They promise new therapies, the restoration of lost skills, and the ability to share knowledge and emotions on a whole new level. These technological frontiers promise not only to overcome past limitations, but also to create a more sustainable, intelligent, and connected society in which everyone can unleash their true potential. In the world of literature and cinema, the vision of a future where the brain becomes a commodity comes to life in dark stories, from fantasy worlds to utopias and dystopias, where the boundaries between man and commercial technology are blurred. These images serve as a mirror to our fears and hopes, showing how inner freedom and personality can be turned into a commodity or an instrument of control. Not only do they excite the imagination, but they also help to understand the possible consequences of mastering future technological horizons, warning of the need for a responsible approach. Experts in bioethics and neurotechnology emphasize that memory intervention requires careful moral analysis, as the ethical principles of freedom, consent, and non-harm are at odds. They warn that without strict boundaries and transparent rules, these experiments could lead to the destruction of personal autonomy, the creation of new forms of manipulation, and the blurring of the boundaries between man and machine. Leading scientists call for a responsible approach so that the technology serves humanity and does not become a tool for abuse or social disruption. Analysis of real cases and scientific studies show that memory intervention is already being used in medical and experimental programs, allowing to treat post-traumatic stress disorder and restore lost memory. However, these examples also reveal serious drawbacks, such as unpredictable side effects, loss of identity, and risks of abuse. These studies serve as an important reminder of the need to balance technological progress with ethical standards in order to avoid catastrophic consequences. Scientists predict that in the coming decades, technology will completely transform the concept of memory, making it more stable, adaptive, and manageable. But at the same time, it opens up the risks of losing intimacy and personal autonomy. They are convinced that without ethical regulation of such innovations, a society may emerge where control over memory will become a new form of power and manipulation. Ultimately, the future of memory is not only a question of technological progress, but also a moral choice that determines how we will preserve our humanity. Ultimately, the development of memory technologies poses a choice for us, either to ensure everyone the freedom to manage their inner world, preserving personal autonomy, or to risk becoming a victim of total control, where our memories and personality will be used in the interests of those in power. This issue is the main challenge for the future of humanity, because our decision will determine whether memory will turn into an instrument of liberation or an instrument of suppression. And it is today that we must determine which path we will choose to preserve our human essence in the world of high technologies. Subscribe to our channel to be the first to learn about the most relevant and shocking facts from the world of technology that can change your perception of reality and the fate of humanity. In the following videos, we will reveal secrets hidden from the public eye and tell you about the threats and opportunities that the future dictates to us. Don't miss the chance to stay up to date with the most important global trends. Stay alert and maintain critical thinking. Don't miss our next video, in which we dive into the deep world of digital technology and reveal hidden secrets that affect our daily lives and the future of humanity. There you will learn about new discoveries, dangers, and opportunities that the media and governments are silent about. Be prepared to open your eyes to what is hidden behind the boundaries of the familiar world, because knowledge gives strength and freedom.